Hey blade lovers, welcome back. And this is going to be a crazy video, wild and crazy knives on the table today. Yes, I'm OG Blade Reviews, that old crazy dude. And today I've got probably 14 or 15 knives on the table. A few more got added in since the thumbnail shot. But let's just talk about what's going to happen in this video. I started out thinking, well, I'm going to do pocket fixed blades because everybody loves pocket fixed blades as a topic, as a carry method. Well, I stretched it a little, and some are in the 4.5 inch or so range, but hey, depends upon the size of your pockets, right? Like they used to say, depends on how deep your pockets are. Well, they were talking money back then. Anyway, I got a lot of knives, and you might be disappointed because your favorite knife isn't on here. I had to eliminate a lot of stuff, or I would have had like a 2-hour long video, and that wouldn't have done it all. But here's my best effort at giving you knives that I acquired, and for the most part came out, were introduced in 2025. And we got a lot of them. You notice they're not all fitting on the background. There we go. But I'm going to make the rounds and go through them and also attempt to give you links to every one, because everybody's got to just have something to easily click on to buy the knife, right? Like I'm a store. Well, all right. I'm already cranking and we haven't even gotten started yet, and I haven't gotten your feedback yet. But here we go. I'm just going to go this way so that I've got a routine, a method. This is a small guy. This is about a 3-inch blade or so, maybe 3.5-inch blade, and I'm not going to go into measuring them all. By the way, each one of these has its own review on my channel. So you look it up by name on the channel, you'll find it easily. Not supplying links. I just don't want to make the editing work for this be, half the day. Anyway, excuses, right? Here is a beauty with this acrylic handle in kind of, I think they call it cryptic. Mike Graaso in Connecticut, a custom knife maker. This is the VSK Mini, or Mini VSK. Beautiful stonewash finish. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the handles today too, even though I had hoped to do a separate video just about handles on fixed blade knives. Well, this one just fits my medium-large hand. It's a little bit cramped, but it fits. And actually, since I get a little different grip this way in Pikal grip, fits actually even a little better there. He is known for this triangular shaped blade. I did something on triangular shaped blades not that long ago. And it is just a tough, beautiful little knife. AEBL on this one. He's going to Nitro V. He mentioned that there's a steel shortage. He mentioned that back about a few weeks to a month ago. And he's going to have to transition to some other steels. Might give him an opportunity to try some higher end steels as well. But he's noted for AEBL and Nitro V at this point. VSK Mini, all of his knives, unless you specify otherwise, come in this deep pouch type ambi sheath that has half of the Velcro on there, woolly Velcro, to hold it in there. So you can put it in either way. It's got the Tracker Dan style mount, and that is a DCC clip, discrete carry concepts. Okay, moving on. The one that came in recently. Thank you, Michael Jarvis, for sending this my way. This is his first production run of the Carl Jr., a very popular knife of which I have a custom model as well. This is coming in at 99 bucks. It is in 14C28N. It is OEM'd by Miguron. They're even able to do this beautiful stone pattern that he puts on the spine of his blades. This one fits me perfectly for a small knife that is really with a blade of 3 inches. Just one of my favorite feeling knives. This has an excellent, excellent handle. Handle has a stone pattern on it too, as did Mike Graaso's VSK Mini. 2 versions of this. One's all blacked out, and this one's got the green micarta handle with kind of a tumbled finish there. Glossy, shiny, but somewhat stone-washed finish. Great in either grip, point down, point up. Excellent. Sheaths are superb. Snap right in, just like his custom sheaths. And yes, easily drop these in most pockets, provided you remove the heavy-duty clip on this one, which you may or may not like. Let's move on to the Tenable Par. Tenable Par. And that's a Jonathan Stiles design. You may know him from the what is it? The butterfly named knife there. I'll think of it later, hopefully. Probably the smallest knife on the table next to the one coming up here. Very light, so you could drop this easily. And this does come with a clip, should you want to use it. I would simply drop this one in the pocket. Thumbs off extremely well. And this particular one that was sent to me by Tenable, thank you very much, has kind of this copper coating on it. It is not copper itself, but it's kind of a Cerakote sort of a finish. I'm not sure exactly the finish they use. 3-finger knife, more or less. I mean, yeah, maybe I can fit, I can fit 4 fingers on there with my hand. You can hold it in the point down, edge out position. If you had to, you could hold it point down, edge in. It's just the handle doesn't conform too well that way. But probably one of the smallest, lightest knives on the table. We're gonna find some of these other ones are maybe a challenge to classify as a pocket fixed blade. But a lot of you guys are wearing those deep 511 pocketed pants, tactical pants. Any one of these easily drop in one of those pockets. Almost skipped this one. Here we have from Civivi. This is by Kyle Lamb design. And this is the Soken. Yes, S-O-K-N. Nice jimping on the top, which we didn't have on a few of the previous ones. I think that we have jimping on this one. Hate to go back. No jimping really, we just have the rock pattern, which can sort of act like jimping. Nice and comfortable in the hand. This was an unusual knife in that he uses a clip on the handle, so you can put the whole thing down in your pocket, and then when you pull it out of your pocket, this pocket hook pulls the sheath off. Only thing that I found is by the time it reaches that and you're pulling it out, the sheath has dropped on the ground. If you don't care, because it's an emergency, no biggie. I find that it actually catches this first. It does come with belt loops and a whole bunch of other mounting hardware. You've got probably 3, 4, 5 different ways you can carry this. You can carry it inside the waistband as well. And you've got this nice, call it a lamb's foot, dog's foot, you know, dog's leg, kind of like a golf course thing, right? Pop that off easily. Nice, small, pocketable fixed blade. Berserker Berserk knives. Made in Germany, I believe. Well, designed, the company's in Germany. I think this was Chinese made, however. This is the RAK, R-A-K, a series, the smallest in a series of sax-styled blades. Yes, I would call that a sax style. You might call it a Wharncliffe, or you might call it possibly a sheep's foot, maybe more Wharncliffe. but it is pretty much in the classical SAX, S-E-A-X style. This is the smallest knife on the table. It is even smaller than the Tenable by just a bit. I'm putting them back in the sheaths. Maybe what I should do is pull them out in a little bit so you can see them all for the parting shot. Extremely light. Did come with a neck chain, so you could easily neck knife this guy by hanging it right there. See if I can get out even just a little more here. Yeah, gonna need the room. So as I said, I'm gonna take all the sheaths and put them on the table next to me and hopefully get all the sheaths right when it comes time to put them all away. Because I don't like to store them with a naked blade that can cut me when I put them in a drawer, on a shelf, whatnot. But this way, you get to see the blades. What can I say? All right, moving on to something which came out quite recently. The Last Man Standing, LMS, from DC Blades. This is also a Miguron OEM'd blade, as is the auxiliary manufacturing guy. And he's doing a number of knives for DC Blades. This came from Amazon. You might still be able to get them on Amazon, but I think in only the blackened blade. This is the gray blade, as you can see. I like the gray blade. It is designed to be pretty much a Pikal knife, point down, edge in, and it's got a perfectly positioned blade for that. However, you could do some EDC chores with this. I selected these because most can double as a tactical, self-defense, and EDC blade. Got lots of jimping on this guy. Jimping here, pretty aggressive jimping. Kind of reminds me of the Little Evil fighter from Work Tough Gear. Got one of those. Big fixed blade, bigger fixed blade, 6-inch. But because we've got so much jimping here, you can do a pinch grip up here with your fingers, and you can do the techniques, you know, the South Narc style techniques. Craig Douglas is it, who uses the Talon style blade a little differently. Clinch pick, right? I'll remember all the names. This guy is in 14C, I'm pretty sure. Or is it Nitro V? I don't know if they even told us. DC Blades. It's either 14C or Nitro V. Pretty close to being a similar, same steel. Heavier in the handle, drops right in the handle, right in the hand on the handle. And the balance is kind of way back here because you've got a lot of thick spine there, a lot of thick handle material. What the hell do I want to say? Spine. All right. Tang. That was a great drink from the 60s, 70s. Okay. So that is the DC Blades LMS, Last Man Standing. If you see it on Amazon, they had LSM. Yeah, they messed up the acronym. Moving on to this is the Deadhead series. This is the Deadhead series from Auxiliary Manufacturing. And this one was the first production knife that he came out in the series. It is the coffin-handled pocket Bowie. And he has a larger one, the XL. He's got this one. Initially, I wasn't real satisfied with the edge on this guy, but I think I made it a little better. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you got to draw it. You got to draw the edge. Nice little recurve in here. I did sharpen this up pretty well. And notice again, I got a little cut there. I think it's a paper cut, believe it or not. Didn't cut it on a knife. Piece of cardboard or something. Cutting up some boxes. So yeah, I tuned this edge up a little bit on my Work Sharp Precision Adjust Pro and got almost a mirror edge on there. I think I brought it up to, I think I ended up stropping it and brought it up to at least a 1200 grit, maybe 2000 grit, because they got their extra stones. A lot of people love these handles. My preference is for an asymmetrical handle, because if this is poking me in the palm, I know I got the edge wrong. In the dark, just grabbing the knife, not knowing where the edge is. This is a kind of a equilateral, balanced, neutral handle. Exactly the same, no matter how you're holding it. That makes it great when you're doing Pikal. But not my favorite handle. All right. A lot of people absolutely love them, and I get that. And I love the fact that Michael sent that my way for review. One more smaller guy, and then we start getting a little bit larger. This is the Seafu that has been put out by Tenable. Dirk Pinkerton sent me this for review. Thank you, Dirk. This is named after an African army ant that attack their prey in hordes and can actually move the prey on their backs, so to speak, thousands of them. Anyway, classic Wharncliffe design, you might say, by Dirk. He loves this design. You only need to look at his Main Street for concept to know that he loves the Wharncliffe style design. Beautiful jimping. Starts way back here on the handle where it's not too rough because of the handle kind of blocking that. And then it gets really grabby out here. Fits into 3 fingers, but it's a pear-shaped oval handle that just, when you get this in your hand, it may not look like it. Get that in your hand, it's just locked in. It's great. And should you want to go Pikal, you can, except you don't have the edge in. It's angled such that it's not real comfortable, feels a little strange and awkward in that direction. The Seafu. I'm going to see if I can get the Seafu over there. I don't think I'm going to be going through naming all of these. Finally, we get to, while most of these have been production knives except for the Armis, the rest of these are all production from here to here. All right, they are not custom. But now we're getting into what I call a semi-custom, because these are partly hand done and partly machine made, CNC'd and so forth. Tim Kell sent this my way. And this is, I was going to say it's the Adversary, but no, it's not the Adversary. I got my cheat sheet here. Let's see, it is the, come on now, I know I got it here somewhere. Yeah, I was going to say it is the Adversary, by the way. I was thinking another A, the Accomplice, which I have as well. But the Adversary is a classic Wharncliffe design. If you haven't looked it up to see the classic Wharncliffe design, the slope of the spine of the blade starts way back here. And on the classic one, going way back to, was it Lord Wharncliffe that was named after, somebody like that in England? Yeah, it goes all the way back. But in this case, Tim Kell put a nice thumb ramp in there with some knobby jimping. And one of the few T. Kell knives where we have finger grooves, these fit exceptionally well. And if you wanted to go point down, edge out, you can. But just a wicked knife. This one is in, it is USA made knife, by the way. It's an AEBL. Yep, AEBL. I know sometimes he makes his knives in EDC or V2, but this is stainless AEBL. Great choice in steels. And we've got a really wicked point there. And this straight edge where the tip, when you're using the tip this way, is just basically like a claw, even though it doesn't curve. has this blue burl or camo, however you want to describe it, handle scales. So many different handle scales on your choices from Kell, by the way. Oh, I'm moving on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. We might be done today. The Krev Cur. I think it means broken heart in French. Krev Cur by Station 9. I think they did this one. Oh, they don't label the steel on their blades. I believe this one is in VG10. Pretty sure it's VG10. Really grabby jimping. Goes all the way back to here. Once again, when the handle is even with the jimping back here, you don't get the grabbiness that you get up here on the blade. We've got a long swedge. It's pretty much straight along the back. It doesn't really curve. Looks like, optic illusion of it looks like it could. I put this interesting shrink wrap on here, shrink grip, that I got on Amazon that they make for fishing poles. You just slide it over kind of like the electrical shrink wrap, except it's much larger and it's very grippy, almost kind of a suede feel to it. You can get it in different colors, different patterns and so forth, but just very smooth G10 handle, so it just makes it grippier. A lot of people like to use Ranger bands. I don't. I like a full, if I'm going to put something over it, I like it to be continuous. But this is such a light knife with a longer blade than some of the rest of these. It is a 4-inch cutting edge and a 4¼ inch, or a little better than that, blade. Carries extremely well. They do a good job on their sheaths. Snaps in nicely. Not a whole lot of a thumb push off there, but you can do it. However, you could probably catch this on the pocket on the way out, provided you don't slice your pocket open as you draw backwards. But that is the Krev Cur. I would definitely look into it. It's, I'm not sure. I think it comes in around, might be a little less than 100. But I'm going to try to give you links to everything. And, well, we'll put her over here so I can manage everything on the table. Well, I'm going to go right to left this time. This was kind of an extra. I wanted to go with 12 knives initially. But this is the HZ4, Hirazukuri 4 from Columbia River Knives and Tool. It is a James Williams design. Its forebearer, if you want to call it that, was the HZ6, a much longer knife. Again, I hesitated putting this out there because it's probably the longest knife so far, but I've got some bigger ones here. Can it be pocketed? Yes, it could. Might it stick out of your pocket just a little bit? Yes, it could. Might it be better on the belt with a DCC clip? Yes, it could. All right. Very grippy in here. For those that don't know, this is mimicking a Tsukamaki wrap. I'll show you a knife coming up with a Tsukamaki wrap, an actual one. You're not going to slide on this, but Mr. Williams, in his technique for thrusting, he palms the pommel of the knife and it does not slip. There's demos on YouTube of him driving this through car hoods and plywood and all kinds of things, right down to the guard, or right down to the handle. There is no guard. So yes, he is of the camp that says guardless knives are fine because a guard could possibly hang up on yourself, on your own garments, on somebody else, what have you. You can decide which you like. A little bit of an up sweep here, classical Hirazukuri design, Japanese tanto design, and it is in an SK5 tool steel. Okay. Got that one there. We're moving. We're moving. I'm going to have quite a, there it goes on the floor. I'm going to have quite a put away job. This guy here, man, it is, It is the ECOS, E-C-O-S, ECOS 1095 tool steel, and this one is actually a forged blade, forged in the Philippines. The gentleman who designs and makes these has an apprentice as well. They're made in the Philippines. He is from, however, Michigan. Been in the Philippines, probably back and forth between there and the US, I don't know, for about 30 years or something like that. Or started making his knives 30 years ago. Sorry, can't remember everybody's backstory, but that is a real jamon. That is a real differential hardened line, all right? And that is done by putting clay up here on the blade and letting the edge harden more than the sides, the upper part of the blade. Each one being uniquely different. I got this from Tactical Elements. As far as I know, they're the only ones selling them in the US. I could be wrong on that. Nicely Tsukamaki wrapped. This one has the dragon Minuki underneath the Tsukamaki wrap. They're called Minuki. They usually had all sorts of little figures and figurines on there. Just nicely wrapped, and it is so grippy, particularly when they coat these with epoxy after they've wrapped them. We've got the knot style guard up there. This holds so well. It is a Kaiken style of blade. That is the traditional tanto. Tanto being the shortest of three swords or edged implements that the samurai would carry. The largest being the katana or katana, and the middle size being the wakizashi, and then the tanto. So this is a Kaiken. The smallest knives with the samurais tended to be utility knives, but certainly this could still be used for other purposes. Came through very sharp. All I did was strop it a little bit, and it's just wicked sharp. Again, 1095. And I'm going to squeeze it in over here, the EOS Kaiken. Check out Tactical Elements for more of these. There's a wide variety of them. It's going to be difficult to get this exact same knife because each one that EOS makes is a bit different. Well, I literally squeezed this one in from who are they now? This is the Musashi. And this is probably, the name is on the blade. Come on, dummy. Dauntless. Thank you for putting your name on the blade. It's Dauntless Manufacturing. When you order up anything from Dauntless, you can select the materials that you want, and they will assemble the knife as such. I think they've got the parts sitting in bins and what have you, provided they've done a recent run of them. This one I elected to get the gray blade. That is a V3, a 3V, CPM 3V. Beautiful, complex grind on that. A lot of people love it. A lot of people don't like it. I chose the Ivory G10. It is almost a seamless handle. It is two halves that are bolted together. Not sure if it's epoxied, but there is that one screw in the middle because I think afterwards they pressed this lanyard hole in. Feels really good. You can easily go to point down edge in Pikal with this. It is a longer blade, so I was hesitant to put it in the group. It's almost 5 inches, just a shade under 5 inches, and I'm thinking 4 inches and under is best for a pocketable knife, but you might be able to pocket this in your 511s. See if I can put it this way. And I've got two more. Whew, man, tiring. Let's do the Luchio, or Luchio. I think it's Luchio from Concept Knives. Their budget line, Tenable, also did a version of this. This one has titanium handles. How often do you see titanium handles on a fixed blade? Really a great feeling blade, I should say handle, in the hand. Feels really good, just slim enough. And what did they make this out of? I think this is from S35. Yes, it is, S35VN. And the designer, it is a Luchio. It is a bolt design, as the blade tells me, but I don't have all the backstory. Again, if you want to know more about these, there are singular reviews of each. I really do like this knife. It is a little bit longer blade, like I said. It is it's actually not too bad. 3 3/4 with an edge about 3 3/4. So yeah, you know, it just looks kind of longer. Next to something like the EOS, it's a good 1.25 inches shorter. Okay. But they do make the budgety version of this as well for about 60, 70 bucks. Not sure if that price is still holding with tariffs and whatnot. Finally, as far as I know, the first fixed blade from Kunwu, this is called the Stiffy D. Stiffy D, yes. And it is from Vanadis 4. I think the HRC is up around 66. With this stuff. Heavy stonewash finish, beautiful knife. This one's got the heavy duty sort of canvas micarta, brown canvas micarta. Beautiful job on all of their knives. Most of what I've got from them is are folders. This one I believe is kind of a copy of the Padre folder, as far as I can tell. Feels really good in the hand, nicely radiused, rounded. You've got even a glass breaker persuader that they built into the end, lanyard hole. Looks like these would come off with these two screws. Very similar screws to what you see on a Pikal knife, except it gives you slots here. So in case you don't want to use a hex wrench, you can take those off. Well, I'm not going to go back and name them all, but let's see if we can squeeze them all in the final shot here. There we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How did I do it? Well, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more like it, I'll do my best. Click on my logo right about now over here, and you can subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Be well. Take care. Stay safe.